For our project, our group is predicting NBA over-unders using an LSTM model. We're re-implementing a Stanford research paper called "The Bank is Open: AI in Sports Gambling," which also used an LSTM to predict NBA over-unders. For our data, we used 5,076 games from 2016 to 2019, and then tested on 1,437 games from 2020 to 2021. One thing we learned from this project is the importance of having good and reliable data, and how pre-processing is a big part of any deep learning project.
For our architecture, we first passed our data through an LSTM model, which had an output size of 32 and time steps of 3 games, 1 game for each time step, and then we put that output through a dense layer, which also had an output of 32, and then we put that through another dense layer, which had an output of 2, which gave us the binary probabilities of it being over or under. We used an Adams optimizer, and we found through experimentation that a learning rate of 0.0001 was the best to give us a convergence and loss.
In terms of the results, we were extremely happy with the results. We saw that while loss was extremely variable across all the trials, it converged to a stable value as it was trained. And our accuracy fluctuated between 48 and 53%, but often landed around 52%. So when you compare this to the original research paper that we based the model off of, we actually beat the research paper because their average was about 51.5%. So in this regard, our model was successful. Throughout the project, we learned a lot, mostly that possibly that deep learning is not really made for every single problem. We saw that our accuracy, even though it was 52%, it seemed to be merely more than a coin flip, and this was probably due to the fact that the model didn't have very much to learn off of. So while it was definitely an interesting project, we learned that maybe deep learning isn't the best for everything.
Yeah, in a model like this, like the line is chosen specifically to be unlearnable. So like a machine learning data is hard to pick because they picked a line that is like even an informed actor would probably get 50% every time ideally. So there's not much for a model to learn.